platforms. We thought we could do what others couldn't. I was aging, I was eager to gain acclaim I had failed to achieve earlier, and we failed. That is really the only story for you to take home. Where were you in Barzale before you came here? For some reason, this question catches Zachary off guard. He looks at you trying to figure out what you know. He says simply, we were doing some exploring, catching rogues, agent work. I know, but we were needed. More than that, I can't say. My orders were to keep quiet. Surely you want to cooperate with our investigation. Do you want us telling your superiors you didn't help? I cannot say, period. Now you should leave me. I have actual work to do. Another question? It was hard to meet both of you, and Barzale is dead? Yes. We had left town to perform some experiments a safe distance away. One went wrong and he was killed. If it was possible for you to speak with him, believe me, you would. But it isn't possible. And that is that. Wouldn't it have been safer to perform the experiment here? Isn't that what this hall was made for in the first place? He's very annoyed. Perhaps an apprentice such as yourself should not learn to question the wisdom of a full shaper. You have a lot to learn. So that this was actually not actually an answer to the question. Where's the body? Eaten. The failed experiment involved modifying a thought. We tried to make a stronger laborer. The creature went mad and struck Barzale down and then dragged him off. Probably ate him. Ugh. Oh, can you tell me about the rogues? Under concern. There are a handful of rogues, probably wandered off from some other colony. We will handle them with ease. This region tends to make creations go mad easily. It is hostile and it upsets them. It's troublesome, especially when it happens to our servals, but we deal with them quickly. See, quite a few rogues. Surely it is not a small problem. I could see why they would bother an apprentice like yourself, but such problems are minor. We will dispatch our enemies in no time at all. You will learn not to be troubled by rogues. With age comes wisdom. So if there's a problem, how do you deal with them? How do you deal with any rogue? Punishment, if valuable, destruction, if not. Do not let yourself become too attached to servals. It's a bad habit shapers sometimes pick up. And this is kind of putting your alignment into question. If you want to... That's a more traditional shaper, and that's more of a new shaper. Like a... This is more of an awakened sort of answer, I would say, and this is more of an obeyer answer. You've seen how dangerous rogues of all sorts can be. They must be dealt with. I think that would be good. I mean, if you got critters trying to eat you, it doesn't mean that you have to say a servile refuses to work. You don't have to chain him to a post and whip him to death. That's not very nice. Responsibility? I suppose she could be a little naive about this, since she is not really a shaper. She's an agent, and she's not very good at shaping. Every shaper is allowed to voice such sentiments a few times when young, but such ideas are best left to youth. You may find life to be very difficult. Okay. You provide me with any supplies or training? It is, of course, my responsibility to provide you with lodging. You will find quarters for you south of Dry Peak. However, we have no extra supplies to provide. The rogue attacks, I'm sure you understand. As for training, locate Taela. He's a shaper deeper in the Warren. He can provide you with some training for a modest price. Thank you! There goes Shanti, and now we have to look for a trainer. This is something that wasn't in Geneforge when there were no trainers. Because we were the only shaper on the island that wasn't insane. Here's Taela. This man instantly recognizable as a research shaper. The filthy and torn robes, the burns and nervousness which springs from the constant fear of being eaten by an experiment misfire, all clear signs. It seems uncomfortable that you have found him back here, but he is still polite. I am Taela. Welcome to Dry Peak Research Labs. You've been a researcher. years, and years. Far before Zachary arrived. Remember that long before. What does that have to do with it? Thought it would be useful information. Okay. Let's research a good life form, for good life forms to populate this area been going. It hasn't. We have too many problems as it is because of the rogue attacks. Okay. Can you give me some training? Shaping. Thod, Artila, Fiora. I don't want any of those. Spells. Firebolt. Firebolt. Let's max out Firebolt and get a little heal. And, Burning Spray, sure. Or could I learn more spells? Not sure. However, I do know there's loyal shapers hiding out past the pass to the west. The loyal ones. They may be here, able to help you. He doesn't have anything else to say. So now my Firebolt's a couple levels higher. That should be useful. This is the Shaping Hall where shapers concentrate on remaking living things to suit their purposes. Such research usually takes the form of taking a live creation and then doing something magical to it. If it makes a creature better or stronger, they remember what they did. If it does the opposite, they don't do that again. It's a crude method, but it works. If shapers ever figured out how to modify living things precisely, it would be a major advancement. This all shows signs of heavy use. Booted feet have worn tracks in the floor. Many experiments have taken place here. From the looks of the desolate landscape outside, those efforts have been futile. There are several alcoves in the walls used to hold creations before they are used for experiments or sent to do jobs. Ho! Battle Alpha. Grunts, growls, or gurgles. They are not reliable source for good conversation. Ooh, Battle Alphas. Man, this place is intense already. Oh dear. This can't be safe for me. Hello? Anybody home? Artilas? A book. Journal of shaping techniques and instructions mainly regarding fire creatures. Looks like it might be very interesting, but you don't understand enough about fire shaping to make use of it. The alien hiss and the sound of worms' skin moving on the stone floor. You turn to see you're being ambushed. Creations spontaneously going rogue doesn't happen often, but it does happen, and it appears to be happening now. Ow, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I knew it. I figured something like that was going to happen. Also, I don't understand enough about fire shaping to make use of that book. Dude, your Artilas back there aren't doing so hot. Might want to take care of that. How strong are you? You're pretty tough. Not as freakishly tough as the guards or Zachary out here. But still. Let's continue looking around. Storage hall. What sets shapers apart from everyone else is the way that all of their tools are bred and grown, not made. This room is used as one such breeding hall. Here, living tools, batons, and thorns are being grown to serve the needs of this colony. The tool breeding stock is very well guarded. To lose the ability to grow more batons and tools is a major blow to any shaper colony. Look at those living tools. Jess. You meet a woman who's in charge of breeding the tools. She looks like a mage, not an actual shaper. It's very unusual for an outsider to be given such close access to shaper equipment. Things are very different out here in the wilderness. She smiles and nods. I'm Jess. Welcome to my little workshop. Are you in need of supplies? I can use some supplies. 8 living tools. Goodness. She's also broke. What do you know about everything that's been happening lately? Nothing, Shaper. I am not of your kind. They let me work here. It is interesting work, but I know nothing of events. Makes sense you believe her. Probably being gullible. Dank chilly network of rooms contains supplies for the war, and there may be something useful found back here, but not much. This colony is poor to start with, and the arrival of rogues only made it worse. Well, it doesn't hurt to poke around. If I could find some bars of iron, I could make them useful. Ooh, I can do essence pod. I don't really need that. 3 living tools to get in there. There's probably something good in there. Water storage, always good. Just wouldn't do to run out of water. I'll take those. And a little barracks full of freakishly strong warriors. These guys can cleave me in 3. Nora. Guardian quarters north. No unauthorized entry. Hey, Nora. Commander of the Warren Guards patrolling this hull. She is a guardian. Her armor is still in good shape. You would guess that she came to Dry Peak recently. She nods to you, though she is not happy to see you. I am Nora, guardian of the Warren. We welcome you, and we give you all the assistance you are due. Let's pass those locked doors. Only guard quarters, nothing of importance. What's been happening here? I see. I'm loyal to Zachary, and all I have to tell you is exactly what Zachary says, so you should talk to Zachary. Fair enough, but if you give me any special information, things might go better for you in the future. I said it, and I will say it again. I'm loyal to my master, and I have nothing else to say. Do what you will. I don't think I'm getting past those doors. Can you tell me the rogues that have been attacking you? It's a minor problem. We will handle it on our own, without outsider help. You should stay very close to Dry Peak, though, for your own safety. Do not try to help us. The Shaper when fighting creations? Is that wise? A Shaper apprentice, you mean? Well, there are lots of rogues, and when we kill some, more appear. If you can find out where new ones are coming from, I would appreciate it, but do not look for a reward. Our resources are limited. That's fine. I'd probably get experience, and that's reward enough. Let's pass these doors. 8 living tools to get in there. Not getting in there anytime soon. Well, that was a fun little explore. We're not gonna mess with those Artila yet. I hate Artila. Oh, that's such a cute picture. Okay, so we have a request to go poke around in the mines. We need iron bars, find a smart servile, source of rogues, search Dry Peak Valley. I'm almost positive one of these serviles. I think it's you? You. One of you. You. Huh. Maybe it's you. One of these serviles. Let's poke around in here. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to talk to Shanti. I'm gonna go do that first. I can only foresee this going terribly. Well, not talking to Shanti, but going into the mines. Shanti is settled into the quarters provided to you. Well, settled isn't the right word. She looks ready to leave and explore at any moment, probably when the guards aren't looking. When you approach, she places her hand on her necklace and starts to think. We have a problem, a real problem. My orders tell us to find Barzale. I do not believe he is dead. I think we're being lied to. I'm going to sneak out and investigate when I can, but I'm being watched closely. You, on the other hand, are an apprentice. They do not take you seriously. You can go where you want. Explore the valley, see what you can find. When you learn something interesting, bring it back to me. I met a spy named Zaf. He said he was spying on Dry Peak for some enemies. Interesting. I suspected Dry Peak had enemies. After all, rogues had to come from somewhere, but these unknown forces are far stronger and more organized than we expected. Keep finding out more. I'll try. Is there any training or skills you can give me? In a word, no. Fortunately, before we left, I was told specifically what skills I can teach you, and I have done so. The Shaper laws are very, very strict on what secrets can be taught. Some flexibility would be useful here, but alas, there is none. However, in our bedroom, I have left a book for you. Some theory on how we Shapers do what we do might be instructive. Also, in Zachary's Hall, there are people that can teach you some simpler spells for a price. You should take advantage of that. Sure, Shanti. I know, it's weird. Something is definitely off here. I'm gonna go look in the mines and see what's what. And hopefully not die. The Dry Pig mines. These mines were probably the main reason for trying to develop this colony in the first place. Quality metal and crystals are always in high demand in human cities, Shaper or otherwise. It's cold and damp down here. It's also empty. All the servile mine workers have been pulled out. They've been replaced by lots of rogues. The creature's growls and hisses easily echo through the tunnels. Actually, monsters aren't the only things you hear. You also hear footsteps coming in from a room to the west. Also, I can get in this room, but I'm going to start conserving my living tools. What's in here? Some more bars of iron. Some boots. I don't think that was worth it. I gotta be careful with these things. That is such a cute picture. Zora. A single guard has been left to watch the entrance to the mine. She is pacing here, out of the way of the action. She doesn't seem worried, which is easy. She approaches and bows. Though you haven't met, she seems to know who you are. Welcome, Shaper. Welcome to the mines. Dangerous though they are. I'm Zora. The only guard watching the mines? I'm the only guard in this far. But one shot would bring in plenty more. I'm not really worried. Anyway, the rogues don't come this far. They're fairly cunning. They are? They're cunning, meaning not dumb. There are packs of them, and they send out guards to investigate. If they spot you, they'll run back to get help, and then monsters are all over the place. Unless you're ready to be real cunning or stealthy, you might want to explore by leaving Dry Peak to the west. This area can be pretty dangerous. Okay. Sort of saying you might not be ready for this area? Well, I'm going to nose around a little anyway. To see what's going on. I could get in there with a living tool. Huh. 3 bars of iron. 4 bars of iron. 3 bars of iron. 4 bars of iron. Yeah, I'm really overburdened carrying this many bars of iron. Hey, a gemstone. The first of many. Let's head to the blacksmith and sell this stuff. Click. Hello. 64 coins. 14 iron bars. Turned 64 coins into 204 coins. That's not bad at all. Also, the Doom Sword sells for 25. Might as well.